Craft Brews and Casual Conversations. My name is Drew. His name is Rob, and we got a third person who we duped enough to think that we are a big deal, and we led him all the way into Robert's living dwelling space, and he thinks that we have such a mass audience that his career and his life is about to explode, but in reality, he's going to wake up in a tub full of ice, missing some organs because we need money. It's Dudes with Brews on a Porch.
Cue it.
All right.
Wow, are we doing it post?
Yeah. It'll be post.
I love to bring that up. By the way, he walked in here and saw my equipment and realized we were a very small time. I guarantee you that.
Oh, come on.
That's all right. So join with us is...
I told him don't touch the cord because the microphone will cut out.
Yeah.
You guys would be impressed with how much of a musician I am with all the gear I have in my house.
So
I think so.
We are joined...
I have like the...
Go ahead.
Hi. Oh, go ahead.
So we're joined with AJ from two bands in the world of Los Angeles, Mourning Glow and Laraya, also friend of Rob, longtime listener, right? Number one fan of the show. Welcome, man. Yeah. Thank you for coming.
I need a shirt, by the way.
Oh yeah, we're getting on that.
That's how much of a fan I am.
You'll have to buy one because we don't have.
Okay, well I will buy one
because
so
we don't
just like friend hook it up thing.
Oh, that was what I've got two in the.
Oh, you do? Okay. Yeah, you can.
Unless they're like, if they're really dirty, you can get them dirty.
I mean, I don't wash them.
Yeah. So.
But all right. Well, you know the format, man. So you and Rob are drinking some beers. Rob, you want to go into details about yours?
No. Do you have them?
Yes, I do. You are drinking.
The cans all the way on the other side of the room.
You're drinking Tarantula Hill Brewing Company, right? Tarantula Hill.
You love Tarantula Hill.
It's my favorite thing.
That's always his go-to. That's how much of a big fan I am. Is that he always goes for Tarantula.
Hell yeah.
On the podcast.
He's drinking liquid candy, and it says our hopped up, smooth, and pillowy hazy IPA stacked with Citra and Motakua or some shit hops, done our way with proper brewing techniques, adhered to a bright orange, juicy looking hazy that's not muddy, murky, chunky, or unfinished. Using imperial juice yeast and plentiful amounts of rolled oats and flakes wheat, this brew has a soft mouthfeel, gorgeous, homogeneous, something like that. Haziness, it's a little gay, just kidding. And some killer artwork. I can say that. My dad was gay, okay? From Risk of the Cans. No corner cutting here. Lucky. Like all of our IPAs, this beer is never rushed and takes almost 3 weeks to complete. It is 7.5 in the ABV, 40 on the IBUs. It's got
after the first sip, that's I got echo here, by the way. But that's pretty much dead on.
It looks very juicy. It does. It looks like orange.
It's not. Juice. It's called liquid candy, but it's not sweet. It's not like super sweet at all.
Yeah,
that's a misleading name, and I think it's Mantueca.
Thank you, Mantueca.
Yeah, that's the pronunciation.
Yeah.
AJ, is that what you're drinking as well?
Real. I'm gonna take a real quick, just little picture of this. So, no, I'm drinking a LA local Highland Park brewery.
Okay.
But nothing crazy, nothing fancy. They just released Baseball. It's their quote-unquote sports lager. And basically it's hot day beer, drink it in the sun, probably amazing in a can at the beach. It's probably my favorite beer I've ever had. I'm into the dopey, boring, shitty shit. You know, give me a glass of PBR and take me home.
That's the musician in you, the PBR.
But also here and there, I'll go to somewhere like or Glendale Tap, and they'll have whatever West Coast. If it's not a shitty PBR, I'm gonna be drinking a West Coast.
Nice.
I don't really like anything else in between.
Yeah.
But here we are with a Baseball.
Yeah.
My favorite beer.
Our listeners are going to want to write those places down. Tony's and Glendale Tap.
Glendale Tap. And shout out,
I don't know.
Enegrin.
Oh, yeah, Enegrin's good. Yeah.
They got some good lagers.
Oh, yeah.
Pilsners.
Well, I'm drinking. It kind of goes well with what you just said. Both shitty beer and baseball sports beer. Because I'm so
Sure.
stuffed up, I'm battling a cough. I can't really taste much, so I'm not going to waste my taste buds not being able to taste a delicious craft beer. So I'm reaching for a staple, especially in the state of Wisconsin. It's brewed in the city of Milwaukee. It is really the face of the state when you think about the Milwaukee Brewers, when you think about just sporting in general. It is a fine Pilsner indeed. It is called the Miller Lite.
Miller Lite beer with a Bud Light shirt.
Yes, we have.
Are you getting a sponsorship deal that I don't know about?
I wish.
You hiding something from me?
I wish. Inside, it's a fine Pilsner brewed with the highest quality ingredients. They use choice hops from the Pacific Northwest as well as Noble Saz hops and deliver more taste, aroma, and color with only. It's got a little scratch on it, so I think it's 90 calories per 12 ounces. It is the beer that everybody loves. You can get it pretty much. You can get it anywhere. It doesn't matter, but it is a native Wisconsin beer created in Milwaukee, and that's what I'm drinking because it goes down like water. And like I said, I'm not wasting my taste buds on things I can't taste.
When did they start putting nutrition facts on the can?
I was wondering the same
Or
thing. Yeah.
when did they start adding more hops to it?
I don't know.
There's hops in Miller Lite.
Well, Miller Lite, I think they've always put like the calorie count on there because that's the whole big thing.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
right.
the
but
light.
in terms
Good
of,
selling point.
he was reading, and I was literally going, I never once thought to look at the can to see what the hell they put in, because I just thought it was water from like the river in Milwaukee.
They use yeah, it tastes like it.
I really
No.
thought you were gonna say spotted cow. I got all kinds of excited over here.
Yeah, I suppose. Have you ever had spotted cow?
I love it.
I got to bring some back next time when I come back in June.
So my thing is like I'm like a regional horny guy for the local lagers.
Mhm.
So like anytime I'm in Texas, I'm only drinking Lone Star. Anytime I'm in Seattle, Pacific Northwest, Rainier. Here, I don't really know what our local lager is here.
I couldn't tell you that because I don't drink lagers out here very much.
Maybe like not even 805, but maybe.
Yeah. So you've been to Wisconsin before?
I have, yeah. I've been to Green Bay, Milwaukee.
Nice.
Is there a town called Franklin?
There is a town
Have
called
you been to
Franklin.
Yeah, I've been to Franklin.
Did you just drop Franklin?
So what were
Yeah.
you doing in Franklin? Was it for the band?
We were staying at someone's house.
Okay.
I was on a tour. Yeah, we were staying at someone's house. Is that right outside Milwaukee or is that outside Green Bay?
It's close to Milwaukee.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
Someone let us crash at their house.
Yeah, you know Teresa as well.
Oh, that sounds like a girl.
Teresa?
Yeah.
Teresa.
Oh, do you
Teresa.
do you pronounce it Teresa?
It's pronounced Teresa.
Yeah, that's what I grew up there too. You know, I've actually grew up there longer than you, and I believe it is Teresa.
Okay.
Silent H.
That's your hometown?
No,
It's
just
close.
it's like the smallest little nothing nowhere town.
It's close. But so AJ, tell us about your bands a little bit and your experience as a touring musician. What's that like?
It's funny. I like every, I guess, person growing up in some kind of music scene, you're going to be in a lot of bands, and whatever bands kind of are more active and doing the things that you want, that's what you go for. So I was in a lot of bands growing up that they're not the bands that I'm in right now.
Right.
But which one do you want to hear first?
Okay.
Well, okay, I'll tell you about Laraya. How about we start with
No,
Laraya?
let's start with Laraya.
So Laraya is it's me. Just currently, it's me, a friend of mine. His name's Mike, and a friend of mine named Mitch. 3-piece, but obviously that changes like when we play shows or do that whole thing. But the other members of that band are in a pretty active touring band, and they're always pretty busy. So Laraya, I mean, we have stuff out, but the presence has been on mute for a little bit. But it was a project during the pandemic that came out that the the other guitarist Mike really wanted to put out because we're super into alternative rock, loud, drony shit with drony vocals, and their main band is more metal, so he wanted to do something else that was a little different, a little more dynamic and melodic. And I was like, okay, I'll just sing. So basically, I was just, when we wrote a lot of those songs and recorded a lot of those songs, I was just singing. And then it's like, with the obviousness, it's like, okay, I'll play guitar too to fill up that sound and make it a loud, shoegazy-ish 90s alternative rock band
Yeah,
type
yeah.
deal.
Do you write the lyrics?
Yeah, and that's what happened. What was that?
Do you write the lyrics?
I wrote all the lyrics. He wrote most of the music. I kind of chimed in with maybe a guitar part.
Mm. Awesome.
I mean, most of the time I play like rhythm guitar if I'm playing like guitar in a band, but here and there I'll always, oh, here's a cool lead part that kind of sounds like Catherine Wheel or something, something cool like that.
Nice.
But yeah, man. So that's Laraya. We put out an EP about last year. You know, friends liked it and people liked it, but we still have yet to play a show. I really, really, really want to play a show with Laraya because I think it would gain a lot of traction if we just start playing shows. But those guys are all based in Philly, so it's tough to make time. I mean, obviously with technology and recording and back and forth, that's all it is anyway. But they're all in Philly-ish area, so
Interesting.
I'm on my lonesome here. But that's when I found Mourning Glow, who was more of the current active thing I'm doing.
Okay. And what do you do in that band?
Yeah. I play rhythm as well, rhythm guitar. And then eventually we'll graduate to some harmonies if they need it, you know.
Hell yeah, man. What's
my best Liam Gallagher impression on their music.
Yeah. So what did you listen to growing up?
Everything. My parents, hilariously enough, they're not musicians, but they're into really good music, I would say. I grew up very much on, my dad loved the Doors and Van Halen. Funny enough, shout out Pasadena, California. So growing up, we would
seem like a weird combination.
It is a weird combination, but it's interesting.
But Van Halen, not Van Haga.
No, Van Halen, man.
Okay, just making sure.
The first 4 records.
Okay.
But, Zeppelin, Van Halen, The Doors, all the classic rock shit.
Mm-hmm.
Rush. Classic rock shit. That's where you get the flavors from. That's where you're like, okay, this is what my dad's listening to. And then, you're a kid and you find your own stuff.
Right.
And I got really into Nirvana. That was probably the changing point of everything when I was just about, I'd say like maybe 7 or 8. Obviously, I was like going to, what is that called? FYE?
Yeah.
In the mall. Yeah, FYE in the mall.
Was that For Your Entertainment?
Yep.
Yeah, For Your Entertainment. Yeah.
That's where
I like to call it by its full name.
And obviously, as a kid, the whole Baby, the Naked Baby album cover was funny. I was like, oh my God, Naked Baby album cover. My dad was like, I used to we're from New York, so I'm going to impersonate my dad in a New York accent. He's like, I used to put you to bed to those Nirvana records back in the day, and I'm like 7 at this point. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'm in, like, what? Like, this band? Like, I'm into this. Like, what is it? And that was like back when you can test the songs or like sample them.
Oh yeah, they had the
with the dirty fucking headphone machines. Protocol. And so I put that on and I listening to Nevermind and I was like, wait, I know all these songs. You know what I mean? It's like, oh wait, I know this shit. Like I've heard this shit obviously in the car, on the radio, and whatever was playing in the house. And my dad was like, yeah, I used to put you to sleep to this shit because they had Unplugged, and he was like, yeah, all their acoustic stuff, and I was like, okay. We ended up buying that record and that just changed everything for me. I listened to Nirvana like a freak, and then obviously got into everything else that they have and they did, and that changed everything for me. That's when I started playing music at such a young age because I wanted to be in that band.
Yeah.
When did you start playing music then? What age?
Right around after I started listening
So in the
to Nirvana, it's
eight,
like
eight,
seven, eight,
Yep.
7, 8 years old. I got my first drum set. That was actually the turning point. Was I wanted to play drums.
Nice.
Yeah, I wanted to fucking be Dave Grohl, straight up.
Hell yeah, man.
Barbaric, just beat the shit out of tubs, and
Then he betrayed you and went to guitar and singing.
and I think I did the same thing.
That's that well, didn't isn't that how Michael started too, Rob? He started on the drums and then moved to guitar.
It's like Mike's been a drummer his whole life, and then for some reason switched to guitar. Oddly enough, I remember him sitting up with the guitar learning how to play Nirvana songs.
Yeah. I hope
and
Yeah.
I hope one day my kids look back and go, man, my dad listened to some good ass music. Because now they complain about the music I listen to for the most part, unfortunately. But one day I hope they appreciate
That's why I like
it.
your kids.
Yeah.
No, it's great. I'm at the point now where it's like I introduced my dad to bands, and I'm like, oh, I'm giving it back to you, man, because you showed me Nirvana when I was a kid.
Yeah. My mom listened to, she had a Seal tape, like cassette, a Journey cassette, and a Prince cassette. And those are heavy rotation in the car growing up. And then my dad would listen to country music. And then somehow along the way, I started getting into like punk and then some ska and metal and stuff. And that's kind of what I listen to still. I'll throw some I try to find some like acoustic stuff here and there. I've been trying to find a band that Rob would like for a long time now. And I
like to give him shit about his music, even though it's not that bad.
It's all very good. I would say, like my favorite bands, Alkaline Trio, Lawrence Arms are probably my top bands. There's a band called Pup. They're from Canada.
Pup,
P-U-P. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're awesome. So I mean, like I would say like Laraya could run with them. I would say they'd be a good fit.
I would love to.
On a tour. That'd be fucking.
Well, I know when I listened to the Mourning Glow, the one I told you that. One of the bands that you had me listen to came up.
It might have been Pup.
Oh, interesting.
I don't think it was Pup though, because I think I actually kind of like Pup, if I remember correctly. That was one where I was like, I could get into this a little bit, except for the middle parts. But speaking of genres, I know that one thing we wanted to talk, and you brought it up, was shoegaze.
Yeah, I know it's a played around term.
I don't know what shoegaze means.
It has been.
Do you?
It's been a thrown around term now for so long, I think.
It hasn't made it to Wisconsin yet.
It's a type of music?
So let's tell the world what shoegaze is. You get to be the one that defines it, because we have so many listeners worldwide.
Well, Drew, you're from Wisconsin as well, right?
Yeah.
So what was your music scene there?
So
what was like your local fuckery?
Crust.
Yeah.
Heavy punk.
We
did have some ska bands that were coming around when I was in high school, but really there's a heavy punk scene, even going back to, say, my cousin Jimmy and Jax, and those were like the punks that would like, their mosh pits resulted in broken jaws and stuff like that. Like they were crazy, violent, and I'm trying to think of like MRK or something was one of the big bands that kind of got that a little bit of recognition.
Well, I mean, Rob's brother was a big part of our local music scene with all the projects that he did.
He was in one of the biggest like punk bands in the area.
You're telling me your brother's a drummer, right?
He's a drummer, and he drummed in USDF.
Yeah,
but Dree even was the singer of the Two Man Crust Band, which was like, that was just him and Kiter, and they would duct tape microphones to their faces so that they could play drums and they both sang. And like, so Dree was on guitar. And by the time the show was over, they had sweated through the duct tape, so they just slid off.
So
I just remember, because it sounds painful to me, but they were like, no, it's pretty easy, actually.
Nice.
So they would rent out an American Legion Hall a lot of times and have these punk and metal shows.
Well, it was more apt to me where it was Do It All Sports, which is a children's place to play. Would
it doesn't
at
exist
night
anymore.
rent out the upstairs, and there would be these people like I mean, when you're talking about USDF and you're talking about the Two Man Crust Band and things like that, like that's heavy crust or punk, where it's not what you would think of. It's next to a ball pit. There's like a ball pit 20 feet away that children slide into 6 hours earlier.
Yeah, so
we had a weird scene where we were at.
That got shut down a little bit before
he's younger than me, so by the time it was probably around the time I was in that car accident coming back that Eric smashed into a car at full speed on the highway.
Maybe.
It was probably pretty soon after that where Do It All was like, no, we're not doing this anymore.
So they moved it to an American Legion Hall, and then at that time, and it wasn't USDF, but it was more the Navidson record, which was one of Michael's bands.
They were throughout, which that was like more of an emo band, I guess.
Maybe.
Cool.
And then there was a band from Wisconsin Dells called Sorry About Your Couch that was really good, and they would come, probably the biggest band to come out of our area. I would say they're more Milwaukee based, but they came to Fond du Lac all the time, was a ska band called Something to Do. So they've, I don't know if you've ever heard of Direct Hit. They're another band from Milwaukee, but they play like anytime there's horns, they played on that. So yeah, definitely in my time, it was a lot more like punk. And then, yeah, it would move into more of that emo stuff. And then some hardcore as well. Trophy Scars from New Jersey would come to Fond du Lac a lot.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And they played in a Mexican restaurant. It was fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, at what was it, Casa
Mi
Mexico,
Ranchito or something like that.
Casa Mexico. That's the most Wisconsin fucking Mexican restaurant I've ever heard in my life.
So yeah, that's what it was, and unfortunately, it's gone away. That doesn't really exist anymore.
I don't think that these new kids that grow up and these newfangled youngins over there have anything to do with music.
I don't know. My experience with Wisconsin, they really were like fucking metalheads and hardcore.
Well, that's like right now I got a buddy who's a bassist, Jason Mumper, who's in a band which he's, if he listens, which he won't because none of our friends do. Court Cost is the name of the band. They're actually getting some traction in metal circles. He's kind of like it's like a metal band.
Well, I mean, we have,
as far as his posts and stuff, like he was getting some recognition in the bigger cities and doing some touring and stuff like that. Like there is definitely a metal scene too, but I just was never a part of that.
Right.
Milwaukee every year at the Rave, which is like one of the more historic venues in Wisconsin. It's the Eagles Club in the Rave, Eagles Ballroom. It used to be a place where people would go and watch boxing matches, and they also had an Olympic-sized pool in the basement. So this was all like kind of like sports training. They turned it into this music venue. But yeah, so every year at the Rave they have the Milwaukee Metal Fest, and it's like 3-4 days all day long, nothing but metal bands, and like they're metal bands from the area and just across the nation. And it's huge. So yeah, the metal scene is still pretty like prominent in Wisconsin, but it's not really. I don't really seek out that too much. I go more towards like the punk shows.
This begs the question, because we're supposed to be interviewing AJ.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest venue you've ever played in? Because we went and watched music in Mexican restaurants and sports arenas and not arenas, but rundown shacks of whatever. Where's the weirdest place you played?
It's funny that you guys are bringing up like VFWs and shit like that, like in your hometown. Like that was like the shows you would go to. Same case with us, and we would do like what like. Do you guys have YMCA?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we would do those.
That's crazy. The idea of a show at a YMCA.
Yeah. Like back at our time, well, it was like called the Teen Center. So it basically
did you have like a boys and girls club?
It was like an auditorium area, like in the outside of the gym or whatever. But weirdest venue I've been to or
played at. Let's say been to. Let's.
Well,
leave it
I mean, I'll make it in general. Okay. All right. This might actually spark up a fun conversation. Um, it's not the weirdest one though. I know there's weirder things out there. I mean, other than like someone's fucking parents' house and the parents
Mm.
had no idea, and then the parents are like, "What is going on here? There's 200 kids. There's booze. There's the cops are gonna be here." Like, that's weird, but that's just like teens growing up playing music. But um, in my area, there was actually a very cool music scene, and a lot of those bands were a lot of bands that I grew up listening to as a teenager and wanting to do the thing that they were doing. And one day one holiday season for like a Christmas show, there was a band called Balance and Composure from my hometown, and great band.
I like that name. That's a good name.
Shout out Balance and Composure. But they played a literal senior citizen living center.
Hell yeah.
More specifically, it was like kind of like an auditorium,
Yeah.
kind of like a event
Yeah,
space,
yeah.
but it was on like a senior citizen like home facility. So that was just funny in general. Um, Other than that, like it's more so just like what happens at like the shitty dive bar that you play at. Like that's more of like the weird places that we play. It's like, yeah, we played to like 7 people in the middle of nowhere in fucking Indiana, and like there was some dude like dressed as a clown at the bar, and
Yeah.
like weird shit. Like I don't know, but
Which those shows are always fun. Like Sunday Sunglasses used to play out in Wacusta, which is like
Wakusta.
yeah, Wacusta is like 100 people,
Yeah.
unincorporated maybe.
Midwest has the coolest fucking small town names, straight up.
Yeah, we have some.
yeah,
Wisconsin
hey,
has
It's
some
not like
tough ones.
Pennsylvania where you can't pronounce any of them.
Oh well, we've got some that I don't even know if I can pronounce. Wanakee. I don't know if I'm right. about
Wanakee's
that
right.
one,
I mean, there's Minocqua, Menominee, Wauwatosa.
but Wauwatosa is great though.
But
Wauwatosa.
yeah. So
A lot of native
Right.
names and things like that. Which another thing actually, in terms of older stuff, I know we had like a bluegrass movement for a little while with like the Hillside Ramblers because they used to play in my living room every Friday.
Your
Uh,
living room.
yeah. I actually have a CD that like I told them before I came out here to California, I would find the CD of a live show in my living room that I recorded.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was a banjo, stand-up bass, acoustic guitar, and a mandolin, and they were fucking amazing. And they were really, and now you've got North Soul is another, it's like another bluegrassy type band that's still as far as last year, they're playing bigger shows and stuff around, and
yeah.
they're a big ticket. So I mean, we do run the gamut over there, I guess, from metal to bluegrass. There's a lot of scenes.
Cool, man.
So AJ,
Or-
what's like your
yeah.
worst? So just talk about like what the touring experience is like going to different city every night, or what's the best part and what's the worst part about touring?
That's a good question.
I
This guy
think
knows what he's
I
doing.
think it's the best. I think it's the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
Specifically for me, I'm someone who is I can't stay stagnant. You know,
Mhm.
I'm quite ADHD, and I want to be somewhere, and I want to know the local culture, and I want to, I just want to see.
Mhm.
It's not even just going to the show and playing the show. It's more so like it's just so cool, like being in another city, and then when I was a kid, I didn't read any fucking books. I just looked at maps.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So it's like I would look at a map of LA and be like, oh, and still to this day, I don't need a GPS ever around LA. It's great. But I would just focus in on like, what are the little towns, and like I was always getting in trouble in school because I'm like so obsessed with the geographical layout of a city. So when anytime I would get to a city, it was like I loved like being in that area and like being around. So for me, I feel like I can't really speak for most people because I like the whole thing of waking up in a new city and seeing a new city and not knowing what to expect and trying the local whatever bullshit that they have there.
Right.
And I didn't mind sleeping on I always use the term sleeping on a refrigerator because when I was on tour, I could pass out anywhere. I could pass out on a refrigerator is what I would say.
Mm.
Like I could be sleeping on someone's floor, on the refrigerator, outside, in the van, we call this thing called the crack of doom, where you would sleep right by the door, in between the benches of the van.
Oh yeah.
And that was the crack of doom. Like I didn't mind doing all that stuff. And then I was also on a tour too where it was an RV and you had your shitter and your fucking pisser. Actually, sorry, I'll get into this, but you didn't have your shitter. You had your pisser, you had your shower, and you had your bunks. And like that's it's great. You don't need hotels or anything, but van life, the physicality of touring, sure, it can get to you. It's not for someone who is super into being clean, but I think eventually it kind of just happens where it's like, okay, now the venues we're playing, they have showers, and we can just drive 10 hours to San Francisco, and you don't need a place to stay. Like you drive overnight, sleep in the van, shower at the venue, or whatever. It always ended up working out.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, the one tour I was doing too, it was like beautiful RV. Wow, that's fucking crazy. Shower on the fucking van.
Who's driving the RV? Somebody in the band?
There was a driver hired. Shout out Dom, really good friend. He actually lives in LA.
What band was this with?
That was a band called Talla.
Okay.
Can you spell that?
Tallah. Another metal band when I started touring.
I think I've heard of them.
You probably heard of Talla.
Yeah.
Well, that's when I was explaining to you guys about Franklin.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys have a Franklin in Wisconsin, right? Yeah.
I can't believe you dropped Franklin into this.
But
very
yeah, I think there was a friend or someone of the band that knew someone in Franklin, so we stayed there.
Damn.
But yeah, I played Green Bay and Milwaukee with that band. But yeah, we had an RV for the couple tours that they did, and that was a really fun experience. Actually, I got way too many stories that might go over the podcast time for those kind of tours.
We started early, so really.
But well, anyways.
That's crazy.
I can get into it if you really want
go
to.
ahead. Tell us life on the road. I mean,
you're telling the world. I mean, so whatever you
Rob and I don't have like experiences like this. Rob's biggest experience was leaving Wisconsin and moving out to California, and then getting screwed over, thinking he had a place to live, but he didn't.
Gotcha,
yeah. He just told me this story earlier today.
We were at the bar before we came here, so
and in all honesty, like. It blows my mind that you flew here.
Yeah.
Like, I drove all the way across the country.
His car wasn't going to make it.
What the caddy had life in it.
No, I don't know that.
Yeah, I understand if
didn't have shocks, but it would have.
If you're like getting a new car or whatever.
So that's his biggest thing.
Some people sell a car.
Right. His thing is that my thing is, I just had a kid when I was a senior in high school. That's my big adventure, and it's worked out.
Right.
But I haven't left. I've gone on trips, but I've never left Wisconsin, unfortunately, for to experience a different life anywhere else. So yeah, I have to live through your tour stories, and I want to hear them all.
Well, I love the Midwest, specifically Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago's fine.
Yeah. Obviously you guys are from the Midwest, Joliet, Illinois.
Yeah.
Yep.
Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah, I believe so.
So cool. Awesome. Great fucking tour we were on. No, I'm being sarcastic. It was like a kind of like a small dive bar band's somewhat first tour kind of thing going on. But gratefully enough, we had this awesome RV and a driver. And really, I was young too. I was like 19, 20.
Crazy.
And It was just like a full Midwest tour. The band was based in Pennsylvania, so we went from Pennsylvania. We did like everywhere in Illinois, everywhere.
What time of year did you do these
This
tours?
is May. This is the
May.
middle of May.
Okay, so it's a pretty good time to go to the
No, it
Midwest.
was nice, and being in Chicago, super beautiful at that time. Even Detroit, like we went out, it was really nice. But like every band, there's always some funny shit that always happens when you're traveling and you're with this little family for God, however long that was. I think it was like 3 weeks. And so we're in Joliet. We played this place called the Looney Bin in Joliet, Illinois. Small little dive bar with a stage. Show kind of was a bust. And I knew of a thing called Malort that not many people knew about, and I'm sure you guys know Malort. And I love Malort. Everyone hates it. They say it tastes like fucking tires and Band-Aids and shit. But I love it. And I don't love it because it's shitty. I love it because I actually enjoy it, and I guess I got to get a new tongue. But we spent a lot of the day and the night drinking a lot of Malort at the show. And thank God we had a fucking driver. But I think I was the only one really drinking at the time in the band. And the vocalist, he didn't drink at all. He's like, no, I can't do it, I can't do it. And I just straight up like flipped a fucking quarter with him, and he's like, fuck. I was like, yeah, heads, you're drinking with me. Boom, heads. And so he was like, okay, go hard or go home. He fucking immediately just takes a Malort shot with me, and he goes, oh, that's so bad. Let's do 3 more. And I'm like, oh my God, okay. So we did 3 more. I think that turned into 7 more. And we were supposed to play Chicago the next day. And the bartender was like giving us all these recommendations on like where to go in Chicago. And it was really just all like the North Side, Wrigleyville area. And I'm like, I know these places. This is great. Like, yeah, perfect. Awesome. That's going to be so much fun. And yeah, just more Malort. But anyway, so we stop the next day after this crazy fucking night. Oh, I didn't even get into this story. Fuck. The same night with the Malort, after the show, we're driving to get gas at some shell in the middle of Joliet, and thought it'd be a fun idea to strip ass naked and run into the gas station with my vocalist who never drank really, and here he is drinking Malort with me. And that's the only thing we drank. I mean, I probably had a couple beers, but the only thing he drank was Malort. So
Have you had Malort?
we're fucked up.
I've heard of it. I've never had it.
Can I just say this because this is just to interject? Our fantasy football league, the suggested punishment was that the loser had to drink a certain amount of shots of Malort with Brian because he
How
brought.
many?
We never came up with a number
Yeah.
because it became like everybody else is like, nope, that's too bad. Because Brian brought a bottle of Malort back, and we all did shots of it. And everybody was like, oh, it's so gross or whatever. I walked in and they were like, Rob, you got to take a shot of this. You got to take a shot of this. And I was like, all right, take a shot of it. Like they had it at the bar, which I probably shouldn't advertise, but took a shot of it, and I was like, all right, what's the big deal? And they're like, oh, what do you like that? And I was like, well, it's not too bad actually. Like it must be maybe it's a Midwest
It's
like
a
taste.
very much acquired taste. Somehow, some way, I like it, but it's very much acquired taste.
But yeah, that's how bad people out here think it is. It was like that was the floated punishment for the loser.
You can get it out here now.
I don't know where Brian brought it from, but
Yeah.
but either way, so you strip naked.
Oh
You
yeah,
and
so
your-
yeah, just a crazy Malort night, and
was that in Joliet?
This is outside Joliet.
Yeah, they don't take kindly to that there.
No, but so we did this naked run-in to the fucking gas station, and I was wearing a mask,
Good idea.
and
A Reagan
Vocals was
mask?
wearing, like, what?
A Reagan mask?
It was a Joey Jordison from Slipknot.
Oh,
Like the
okay.
white
Yeah.
with the paint.
All
one of
right.
those masks.
Fair
We had
enough.
that in the van, and then he was wearing like a Justin Bieber blonde wig kind of cut.
Hmm.
And yeah, we were just naked, and we ran into the gas station, and I realized slightly after, well, slightly as soon as we got back into the thing, everyone's like, "You guys are gonna get arrested. Like you're on camera. You're fucking naked." Uh, they we're in an RV. Like we're not going anywhere fast out of here. You know, it's not like we could just speed off. No one did anything. Like like the fucking people at the gas station was like, "This is great, awesome, thank you." And we get back in the van and we're dying laughing and nothing happened. You know, we
Do you
went on.
think the gas station attendant still talks about that
Maybe.
every once in a while? Or
I
maybe
still
that's them.
talk about it, so hopefully they do. But it wasn't like it just wasn't a big deal. It was like they almost like, oh, they're like, oh, this probably like this happens all the time.
In reality, when you're talking about that, those areas, and especially not like, I mean, if you do that in a big city, yeah, if something's
Sure.
gonna happen. But if you do that in a
Yeah.
small town, it's like they probably all do like the weird.
Yeah.
Think about people out in in the boonies and the cornfields. I've been to too many of those parties that take place in cornfields where people
They
suggest
just
some
drink
real.
Malort and get naked.
They just suggest the weirdest shit because it's like what there's nothing, no one gives a fuck,
Yeah.
there's nothing else to do.
Yeah,
uh
I was really much on a let's freak out people 20-year-old
I think the
bullshit,
mask was probably
drunk
the
bullshit.
more
Well, that's why we
disconcerting.
put him on. We didn't even think like let's hide our faces. Like I literally was just like, well, let's just scare them if I have a mask on and my penis is
Yeah,
out.
it was
Whatever.
Slipknot and balls, that's very
Yeah.
scary. Yeah,
Well, no, it's not. But
not to them apparently. Yeah, they've seen
yeah.
it all before.
But yeah, so the next day we were on our way to Chicago. I guess maybe the show got canceled or whatever the next day. Uh we just stopped in Joliet. We were parked outside for the like when you're on tour, a tip, a life hack is if you're in a van or whatever vehicle you're driving in, it's safe, always safe kind of to just go to a Walmart, park in a Walmart
Right.
and you know, that's where you set up camp tonight. And we set up shop in a fucking Menards. You know Menards?
Oh, we know
Absolutely.
Maynard.
Yeah. Is that what it is?
No, it's
No, it's
Menards.
It's
I just
Menards.
like to freak people out a little
Okay.
bit. Sorry.
So we were in a Menards in Joliet. We woke up. Everyone was doing their own thing. It was a nice part of Joliet, like super nice area, like shopping mall, parking lot we were in. Um, Everyone's like going to do their own thing. There was like a gym, so someone went to the gym, someone had Starbucks, someone went to probably Menards, and I'm sitting still from the Malort night, like vibrating. And I go outside, and it's the middle of May in the Midwest, so it's like starting to get like super humid and really hot. And I'm like, I'm just gonna like pull up a lawn chair, pull out a fucking couple beers. Couple was, I think, a 24 pack of Bud Light.
Fit right
And I just sat right in the Menards parking lot, uh, drinking some Bud Lights, listening to music, just chilling in the middle of this Menards parking lot. And I had to go to the bathroom a lot, like during this little hangout session in the parking lot. And it came to the point where I had to go number two. And there's a rule, unofficial written rule, like when you're in an RV or just touring in a van that has the shitter on the bus, don't shit in it.
Right.
You got to clean it out. I mean, if you ever been on, you got to clean it out. You got to clean it out. So no one did it. It was like that was the rule. No one go to the bathroom. Number two. And so I was like, all right, well, I don't care. Granted, I'm in a fucking cowboy hat, glasses, and only my underwear. It's probably like 85 degrees, middle of May, super hot day, and I just decided to go number two. I took a shit right in the middle of a median, like
Oh.
the parking lot thing that had like a planted tree and like nice grass. And I just went right in the grass, right in the middle of the median in the grocery shopping parking lot. And I guess I stood out to a lot of people.
Probably,
And
yeah.
someone called the cops, and cop comes up uh as I'm just chilling. Granted, I'm not thinking and still probably very drunk off Malort from the night before, and I'm drinking Bud Light like as a 20-year-old. By the way, I'm 20 at this point, underage in Illinois, and cop is like, "What the fuck is going on here? Like, you're the guy I'm getting calls and reports about that like you're shitting in the middle of the fucking parking lot." And here I am, like, I don't even know how many fucking beers I'm in. And I'm just like, I stood up and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that's me. I was like totally chill but like I'm only wearing my shoes. I'm wearing my only in my underwear, which at the time were bright neon blue fucking Fruit of the Loom fucking underwear that we got at Walmart, and a cowboy hat. And at the time, I was using a funny fake ID to buy all this beer, so I had a really thick beard, and when my beard grows in, it's ginger.
Mm-hmm.
It's like super, super red.
Can everybody grow a beard but me?
Yeah, I think so.
God damn it.
And,
all right, continue.
Yeah, so the cop is like, what the fuck is going on here? Well, best Chicago accent possible. What is going on here? Or I don't know. And so he's like, clean this shit up, like put some fucking pants on, give me your ID. And I'm like, oh, I'm fucked, like I'm getting arrested. He takes my ID, he sees like all this beer scattered everywhere, a literal shit, bunch of toilet paper, like, and he's like, comes back like, he was in that car for a long time. Comes back and he goes, so you're in a band, like what's this band? And I told him the band, and then he sends like a backup, and they go back into the cars and they're looking up more shit, and I go back into the van. Everyone else was kind of doing their own thing, and one of the guitar players was in the van, and I basically like just took all my shit, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to jail right now, man. He goes, what? Like, what the fuck is going on? And I go, yeah, I'll explain later. Like, I think I'm getting arrested. And so I go back outside, and eventually they get out of the car. He comes up to me, gives me back my ID, hands me a ticket for literally just like a peeing in public charge. Like, that's all it was. I think it was like $150 or something. And he goes, I know about your band through some things. All right, don't do this shit. Clean up. I understand you guys don't go to the bathroom in your van. To have a good day. And I was like, what the hell? Like,
what a hero of a cop.
But he
knew the don't shit on the bus rule.
Yeah, but he came. Well, I did tell him that, but he came up like super, super aggressive, and then it ended up with just like, I'm not even going to comment on the fact that you're 20 and there's beer everywhere and you're drunk as shit.
Yeah.
And you're shitting in public, which is like, there could have been way too many fucking charges. And the guy was basically just like, I looked up the band, I looked up you, and here is a peeing in public charge. Clean this shit up. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. Awesome.
That's a lifestyle that I could never do. One, I could never even be outside with only my underwear on. I swim with a shirt on because I have, some people say I have body dysmorphia, but you know what? Maybe it is. Two, I could never shit in public. I can pee in public, but I could never take a deuce. And three, I'll never be in any sort of tour at all. So you're really living the life.
I think it was more so the the booze.
Yeah, it could have been. It could have been.
Oh, I'll just shit in public. It's fine.
It's
Or,
funny.
oh,
The world
I'll
is your
just
toilet,
be
that's for sure.
half naked in public. It's fine. Yeah, that was probably the Malort and the Bud Light screaming at me. So.
And that was all with
Lord shit too. That's
Oh yeah.
That was
And
all-
we were in Chicago too, so I definitely had like some deep dish pizza, like
Oh, yeah.
somewhere.
and that was all with on the Tala tour.
That was Tala. Yeah, we did some crazy shit on that tour. That was like my young I want to be a rock star days, so I was like really going hard, and like everyone else in the band was like, they weren't like not about it, but they were like, well, we don't really drink, but we'll just watch you be a fucking idiot. And that's what I was.
Are they still active?
Somehow we never got arrested or killed or
That's good.
dead. Someone's not dead, so that's great. Yeah.
Are they still active?
They are active. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing their thing. They're doing great.
Do you like smaller towns or bigger cities?
I like cities.
You're a big city.
Yeah,
person?
yeah. I mean, every once in a while, I'll going up to like whatever lake or mountain town.
Nice.
Like I was just in Lake Tahoe. My fucking god, man, that shit's so nice.
Yeah,
It's such like a breath of fresh air. Like, not that I love LA. LA gets so much rap and it's shitty, but it's like I love it. It's still a city, but it's so spread out that it feels like
It's a bunch of small towns.
one giant suburb of just a lot of people and all these small towns and neighborhoods everywhere. But it was like a breath of fresh air going up to like not June Lake, South Lake Tahoe and hanging out there. But I would say I'm not a city guy. I love going city to city and seeing that whole thing.
Do you have any tours planned in the future?
No, we should do one. Let's do one.
Yeah, we'll be your
I
openers.
can't keep a beat, but I'm down.
We can. You guys could do the podcast.
Yeah,
That's what we've talked about. He wants to come out here and do a live podcast. We'll need an opening act,
should do
or
a
we can
touring-
open for an act or whatever
Yeah.
it is.
we'll open up
Steve-O does it, right?
we'll open up for your band.
Steve does it. I think we got this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome though.
Yeah, man.
But if you ever want to play in a small town in Upper Michigan, I know some venue owners.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Get your Philly
I really-
guys on board.
Yeah, I really want to go to a fucking game at Lambeau.
You know how many people? It's insane how many people I've run into out here that are like, Lambeau is the place I want to get to. It doesn't seem like. I mean, I've been to Lambeau. I don't know how many times. Doesn't.
I've been to
I've seen
Lambeau a
it
lot.
on the outside, and it's just like I want to be in there.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there many times. I got engaged at Lambeau Field.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
Not even with his own ring.
Right. I didn't even know I was gonna do it till I was.
You
just
got
like,
proposed to?
No, I asked. I didn't know I was gonna do it though that day. The IPAs were flowing. The Packers were up. They were going against at the time the Washington Redskins. Love was in the air. I was at Lambeau Field. The greatest place in the
Not
state of
Jordan Love.
Wisconsin.
He wasn't there yet.
No,
But you specifically brought the ring there, so.
No, we bought the ring
he didn't.
afterwards.
He borrowed it from his friend.
Oh, you borrowed it?
I was just like, hey, give me your ring real quick.
We just talked about this last episode.
You're giving me ideas because I'm currently on Afterpay for everything I got right now.
Yeah, as I said, give me your ring real quick, and then whatever I asked, she told everyone around us that I was lying, and then afterwards we went to a jewelry store in our Packer garb, just still pretty obliterated, and the old lady behind the counter is like, $signs, $signs. I'm gonna bring up the heavy hitters. Here you go. And I said, all right, which one do you like?
You definitely overpaid for your ring. Definitely.
Oh well, I handed her the card,
That was
and I was like, here you go.
yeah.
And
That's the most natural way to do it, I guess. So.
When in Lambeau,
that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
at
that really is like textbook. That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, never gonna happen at any Rams games.
No.
He's a romantic,
Yeah, exactly. But
That's funny. That reminds me of last season. I was at opening day at the Dodger Stadium, and there was a streaker on the field, and he goes on the field and just pulls out he gets on his knee and he pulls out the ring, and I was like, "That's cool."
he was naked.
You're not allowed at a Dodger game ever again. But
Yeah,
she said yes.
You get to cross.
They were
off
right
two-
next to us.
Yeah,
We were in the outfield. It was great.
You're crossing off two bucket list items.
Yeah, but
wild times, man. Awesome. Well, AJ, we're getting to the time where it's close to the end of the show. Appreciate you hopping on. How can people listen to your band?
We're on Spotify. Morning Glow has some new stuff coming out, and that's what I'm playing. Oh, well, playing, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Not on. They recorded it before I was in the band.
Okay.
And that's fine. That's cool. But yeah, you can check it out. Morning Glow on Spotify. Anything where you can listen to music. Music videos coming out on YouTube. Laraya, same case. All those same deals. There's Instagrams. It's just Laraya's Instagram and Morning Glow's Instagram. And that's what I do. And I hope I can tour with Foo Fighters one day.
Hell yeah. That'd be killer. But,
Hey.
but
Did you have something that you brought or that you can send him to put on?
I could send it to you. Yeah.
yeah, otherwise I
And
can
then,
I can record it through Spotify too. I know that's
Sure.
that's
Yeah,
illegal,
just
but
throw it.
you said I could do it.
Throw
so.
it in. Yeah, no problem.
and then just this is a completely side note, off topic, whatever. I got to shout out my Uncle Chris.
Oh yeah.
Apparently he is he's pushing our product out there. He's telling my parents, you got to like this stuff, you got to share the post. This helps them. You got to help them. He understands the social media game, and he's been doing a deep dive on the podcast. And I just wanted to say I'm sorry I didn't message you back on Messenger because I didn't know what to say in the moment that I read your message when you sent it to me, and then I forgot to message you back. So I thought this would be better. Shout out to you, Uncle Chris. You're awesome. I love you. And just be better and feel better, man. I there's some stuff that I don't want to talk about, but just wanted to say I love you, Uncle Chris, and thank you for telling people to like and share.
Hell yeah. Does he? Hopefully he likes the podcast. If he's pushing it.
I don't think he does, but he still supports.
Good. Appreciate it.
He's gonna hate that I said that, probably.
Thank you, Uncle Chris. Well, dudes, how are your beers?
Great.
Amazing. I need another.
Yeah. I had this delicious Miller Lite. This will be the only one I have. It's 8:30 here. You don't know much about me, AJ. I'm 33 years old and I have 3 kids and I have to work tomorrow. And I get up at 4:30 in the morning to try to build the perfect body that yet it never happens. But I'm trying.
Hey man, as long as you're trying.
It's perfect to me.
Thanks.
You're happy, I'm happy. I love you.
A funny note, I love you too. My wife for Valentine's Day bought me some protein powder because nothing says I love you like get in shape, you fatty. So
like the workout shit or like
yeah, I ran out.
Yeah.
I ran out. She noticed. It happened to be around Valentine's Day. She bought me more. It was nice. It was a nice gesture. I had to do it anyways. She just did the chore for me, gave it to me on a day that's supposed to represent love, and I took it as a jab.
You're calling me a piece of shit. Yeah.
And it's really more me just projecting because I think I am a piece of shit.
No, you're not, man. But maybe
I have issues.
Try some of that mushroom shit that's coming out now, right?
Yeah,
the mushroom coffee fucking powder.
I've heard about those. Yeah, I've heard about that. I'll have to.
It's good for like bloating and anti-inflammatory. With how much beer I drink, man, I love that shit because it just cleans me out.
Yeah, I'll have to give it a shot. Yeah, I've wanted to try, but at the same time, does it taste like coffee still?
It tastes weird. It's super earthy and
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna like that.
doesn't really mix
It's an acquired
well.
taste, probably.
But it does some good shit for your body. So
I'll give it a shot. Well, I appreciate that, and maybe
it's all right. I drink Malort. I think I could drink anything. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, dude, thanks so much for coming on the show, and anytime you want to hop on, let us know.
Rock and roll, man. I will.